Billionaire Ken Langone is giving props to Senator Joe Manchin, who has been a massive obstacle in passing any type of social spending to better your life. Now, billionaires don't want to pay more in taxes, which is why Ken Langone is super happy with everything that Manchin's been doing lately. Let's watch.
This inflation is a lot worse than people think. It is not transitory, and trust me, the little people like my parents and Lowry's parents, they're going to suffer because it's inflation is a regressive tax. Thank God for Joe Manchin, by the way. Thank God for Joe Manchin. The guy's got guts and courage, and he did what he had to do, and he'll continue to do what he has to do. I'm going to have one of the biggest fundraisers. He's a Democrat, I'm a Republican. I'm going to have one of the biggest fundraisers I've ever had for him. He's special, he's precious, he's a great American.
You heard it here, folks. Ken Langone, a billionaire, believes that Democrat Joe Manchin is special and precious. And by the way, as a billionaire, I don't know if I would refer to my parents as the little guys, unless Ken Langone is just letting his elderly parents fend for themselves as he's, swimming in billions of dollars. But who knows?
Anna, the same thing occurred to me because it's a small point in an amazing clip there that perfectly demonstrates American politics. But it was kind of funny, like my inflation is going to kill my poor parents. Jesus, dude, you have billions of dollars. Are you seriously saying you didn't provide for your parents?
Bootstraps, Mom.
Okay, then you actually are the Sith Lord that you appear to be, right? So stop it. You're such an obvious liar, right? Either you're the worst person in the world, which is possible,
sure.
All right? Or you're the most obvious liar in the world. Pick one. Now, the part where he's overwhelmingly telling and obviously telling the truth is a part where he's like, "Oh, Joe Manchin, I just can't quit you." Okay, I mean, he talks about how precious he is and how he looks into his eyes, and presumably there's stars and hearts everywhere, and he's in love with him. Now, that's a Republican. That's a Republican donor saying, my God, this is a Democrat I love. Why? Because he's doing the Republican agenda. He's doing the Republican agenda better than any Republican could. So now, though, the best part, where it's so brazen, there's no brakes in the car anymore because no one's holding them accountable. So a billionaire says on national television, I'm going to bribe the politician who made sure that my taxes would not be increased. That saved Ken Langone hundreds of millions of dollars potentially. So he says, in return, I will bribe him later. I'll put together a spectacular fundraiser where we will all bring in our legalized bribes. Thank you to the Supreme Court for making these bribes legal. Just because they're legal doesn't mean they're not bribes. When Ken Langone says, thank you for saving me all this money, you crooked, corrupt politician, I will announce on air that I will then give you a tiny percentage of that for you being my bitch, my servant. Manchin does such a good job of cleaning my floors with his tongue. Then he finally gets to my boots. Bravo, precious Manchin.
Special.
And then, does anybody challenge him on TV? They're like, oh, okay, good point. All right, bribes for Manchin from the billionaire, and nobody even notes it. They don't even note it.
No,
they're like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
CNBC is actually pretty incredible in how transparent they are.
Yeah.
This is just one example. On any given day, if you're watching CNBC, it's like, did you see how we screwed over the American people? How awesome was that? I'm paraphrasing, but that's the message that you get over and over and over again. I mean, they have a host who didn't know the difference between Ireland and Scotland. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding.
He didn't know that Ireland was not in the UK. But it doesn't matter. They don't have to know the news because they're not news anchors, they're news actors. So, I mean, and it's not just CNBC, MSNBC, the liberal channel in Washington. What a joke. Stephanie Ruhle today talking about higher wages is bad. It's inflation. I can't believe the workers are actually getting something, right? And this is corporate media where they celebrate the corruption that is Washington. So, and last thing, right wingers, you're celebrating like, yes, corporations what? Wait, what? Guys, they're trying to make your wages lower. They're not trying to make your wages higher. What are you celebrating? You hate corrupt Democrats? Well, here's a corrupt Democrat, and here's a billionaire saying, yeah, I bought him, and I'm gonna bribe him more so that I get the money and you fools don't. You idiot average voters We're laughing at you on national TV. So why would you celebrate that? As progressives, we hate that. And we call out our own, which is, by the way, the majority of the Democratic Party. They're corrupt. So are you ever gonna do the same and go, why the hell are they giving all the breaks to the richest people in the country, to the corporations that are screwing you and making sure you don't get high wages? You should also be incredibly mad, and not just big government, but the big business that bought big government. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.